Okay, gang, let's try 59. I just want to rewrite this first. Remember, if it's a radical, you want to write it in its fractional equivalent. All right, so let's go ahead now and do the derivative. So when I look at this problem, what I see is a variable over a variable, which means that it's the quotient rule. So I'm going to take this as like my F. I'm going to take this as like my G. All right, here we go. So it's the denominator times the derivative of the numerator. Now, the derivative of e to the x is e to the x. Minus, so we did bottom 100 to top. Okay, so now we do the numerator times the derivative of the denominator. So pull the half in front, subtract 1 from the half, all over the denominator squared. Okay, now you can go right to the common factor, but I just sort of like to order things before I do that. When I say order things, and this doesn't have to be you, but my brain likes things in similar patterns. So like this is constant XE. So my brain wants to see that order in the back part of this as well. Constant XE. So I'm making the way they're lined up similar. That doesn't have to be your brain, that's my brain. All right, 4 squared is 16, and a half squared is 1, so I'll just write x because we don't want to put a 1 that looks too much like a derivative, so that confuses my brain if I write that. Alright, so now because this has to be in reduced form, I'm now going to take out the common factor. Please bear in mind that I finished the derivative here, so when I grade your paper, I first look at what you think the derivative is, and then if I've asked you to simplify, then I look at what you then go from this step to the simplification. All right, so when I look at this now, I'm going in for common factors. So I see a 2. For exponents, it's always the lowest. So I see a negative 1/2, and they both have an e. All right, so now I'm going to figure out what's left over. So it's 4 divided by 2, which is 2. Remember, when you're doing exponents, it's what you have in the bank, what you start with, minus what you're withdrawing or what you're taking out. So I'm starting with 1/2, right? So in pre-calc, I tend to tell the students, think of this as the bank, and think of the common factor, the part out front, as like what you're withdrawing. Okay, because you're going to have to subtract that. All right, so it's going to be 1/2 minus a minus 1/2. Which makes a 2 over 2 because the double negative will make a positive, and then that becomes a 1. Alright, so if you didn't catch that, this x becomes to the first power, and again, I don't want to write that. Alright, I'm taking out the e to the x. Alright, now here, I'm taking out the 2, I'm taking out the x and minus 1, I'm taking out all of it. Okay, all over 16x. All right, now I'm going to reduce this a little bit. I like all my colored pens. All right, so that becomes an 8. Oh, this guy's going to move down. All right, I'm going to add an extra step here. If you don't need it, you could just ignore me for a moment. Just for a moment, though. Don't keep ignoring me. Alright, I'm going to flip this guy down. When he flips down, he becomes positive. Oh, let me keep the 8. Let me not lose that 8 that's right there. This guy comes down. Alright, and so it's like you have a half a pizza plus 1 whole pizza, so you have 3 halves. Because you're going to remember when you combine, you add exponents. Alright gang, that answer is lovely, so we'll leave it like that. That's the best possible form. Alright, that's the end of this video. Catch you.